Hey guys, this is Brad with Lucky 7 Racing and the Cars Coffee Donut Automotive event that happens in San Diego, California. I'm back at home on the workbench today. I'm actually finishing up my weekend with the new B74.1D RC car kit, which is the four-wheel drive kit from Team Associated. It's their latest offerings from that chassis platform. I finally have the kit built. I've actually been driving it over the past couple of weeks. I raced it last night. Didn't do too bad with it considering it's been about 2 years since I've raced an RC car, but we can take a closer look at what's involved with this kit, the final assembly of it, and some of the feedback that I've been able to get over the last few days of driving it and competing with it. So getting the body off of it here. The body is a little bit on the thin side, but the Lexan material isn't very thick, so it's a pretty lightweight body. It does feel kind of odd as you're putting it on and taking it off. I have it Velcroed to the chassis just for grip purposes and to keep it from flying off. Which brings me to actually the rear wing. This is not the rear wing that came with the kit. I actually destroyed the rear wing that came with the kit because I had a couple of rollovers with it when I was racing it. So it's something where I had a spare backup wing. I went with a different manufacturer because it's just a little bit thicker material, a little bit more durable. The kit itself went together relatively easy. As I've said before in other kit reviews, you want to have a good set of wrenches when you're putting together any kind of car kit, just because it makes it that much easier to make sure that everything goes together properly. And the kit itself actually did not come with a set of small Allen wrenches like some other kits on the market do. So it's something where you want to make sure you have a good set of Allen wrenches available to you for when you're putting everything together. All in all, the assembly went together pretty easily. The instructions with the kit from Associated are really well thought out. Pretty easy to decipher, pretty easy to read. So it's something where if you've never put together a kit before, it's something that you could probably do without too much of a headache. And it would go together. Took me a few nights of working on it. Probably about 2-3 hours a night. I didn't really rush through it to try and get it built. So the average person, it'd probably take them maybe 3-4 nights to get it together. If I was really pushing hard, I could have it together within about a weekend's worth of time. Everything in the kit is completely stock with the way I ran it. So the stock springs that came with the kit on the front and rear, the oil for the front and rear, the center diff oil that I had in it as well is all from the kit. I didn't deviate from any of that. The car ran really well just on the stock setup. Even with the stock sway bars in it, a lot of guys have kind of stuck with that and they just go out and drive it, and that's exactly what I did. So I was able to have some success with it in that respect. I did put a secondary air fan on the motor just because I was not too sure about what kind of heat would be getting to the motor based on airflow through the chassis when you're using it. And because with these cars you're putting a little bit more power to them, and it is driving all four wheels, so you have a lot more basically of a load put on these motors. Having a secondary fan as an aftermarket option is something that I recommend for this. Everything on the kit is Fantom powered. So it's a Fantom 13.5 motor. It's a Fantom ESC. And I'm using one of Fantom's max spec graphite 5200 milliamp 2S batteries. It's a really good setup. I like to use Fantom because it's all from one manufacturer. I don't have to question, God forbid, if something goes wrong, where within the electronics that I'm having a problem. The servo is from Protek, along with the secondary fan that I put on it. It's one that my local hobby store had there at SDRC Raceway. It's one that they recommended. The servo ran about $60. I think the fan that I bought was about 20. The motor was right around 100. The battery is about 100. The ESC, I believe, is about 160, 180 from Fantom, somewhere in there. Might vary a little bit depending on your local hobby store if you buy directly from Fantom. I just happen to prefer Fantom products. They don't sponsor me in any kind of way. All of my cars are Fantom powered, so I just want to point that out. It's just something that I prefer. There's plenty of other manufacturers out there electronic-wise that I'm sure will work well with whatever you put to it. It just happens to be my own personal preference. So far, everything with the way the car drove was really decent. I mean, it is an all-wheel drive car. There was a decent traction. I'm using the Proline Resistor tires on it at the moment. I haven't shaved them down, but I am using the Sticky Kicks purple liquid tire prep, which helps bring the natural rubber and the natural grip of the tire in through the tire instead of just using it, right off the bat and throwing it on the track. So there is a little tire prep involved with getting the vehicle ready to go before you go out on track. Another thing that I noticed was anything where you have a bolt or a screw going into a metal part, so like with the carpet towers, how they go into metal bulkheads on the front and rear, make sure you use a little bit of thread lock on those connections or on the threads. And I found this because after a couple of runs, even some of the ball studs, they had vibrated loose a little bit. And I found it in my main yesterday when I was racing that the back four bolts that hold the rear shock tower to the bulkhead had backed out and the car was ill handling. I didn't have a very good race because of it, but that's because of me and me not putting the vehicle together properly and not taking my time. It's nothing that has to do with the kit itself. So that's just something that you want to note when you're doing this. Otherwise, yeah, go out, build one, drive it, have fun with it. I've been enjoying it. I'm definitely going to be running this car a little bit more locally here in San Diego, because I do have a track that's local to me that I can actually run the vehicle at. Otherwise, that's been pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys get a chance to look at my other videos. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you get a chance, and I'll have more of this come along the way. I do have the drag car project that I'm going to be finishing up, because I have all the electronics for that as well, so that'll be coming here soon, I hope, and we'll be doing more of these as the year goes on. So for now, this is Brad with Lucky 7 Racing, and the Cars, Coffee, Donut Automotive event that happens in San Diego. I'll see you guys at the racetrack.